brief, although there's several things I have to address. My name is Matthew Andres. I'm the president.
Speak up.
I'm the president of the Coalition of New Jersey Firearms Owners, as well as the owner and operator of the Justifiable Need Project. A few things that I want to address at first. My first thing is with Bob and Mandy. Bob, on your website, you've got a form to contact New Jersey senators saying that we are not required to have a background check before purchasing a long arm. I think the crowd here should know and understand that in New Jersey, in order to purchase a firearm, you have to go through several background checks. The first is by getting your firearms purchase ID card, which is an application to the police, which you go through 21 database checks, as well as mental health, which is supposed to take 30 days, but most police departments don't. This refers back to Mayor Phillips' comment about additional forms as well. But no citizen in New Jersey can buy a firearm without that ID card. So one, there is a background check already in place. Your website is false. I wish you would correct that, and as senior counsel, I wish you would address that. To the two gentlemen from the Bergen County Coalition, in regards to the child firearms, it's a very simple answer. The law states that it is mandatory that I purchase a firearm governed by the government, not of my choosing of how I choose to protect myself. You get rid of the mandate and let free market take its place. It'll either succeed or it won't. But as long as it is mandated by government that that's all I can own, then it'll never go through. I have a question for the panel. As a citizen, if I choose to go through the proper training, to go through gun safety classes, to go through the background checks, the mental health checks, to be fingerprinted, to go into the database, everything that is required under the law, should I be allowed to get a permit to carry a firearm on my person for self-protection? In New Jersey, we have what's known as justifiable need, that prior to anybody being granted a permit, which is almost non-existent due to our laws here and our courts, the justifiable need says you have to have a special danger. Well, how do you know when that special danger comes? So my question to the panel is, if a citizen is willing to go through all the hoops that you require us to do, why should we not be allowed to protect ourselves when the police are not required to? That's my first question.
Well, obviously everyone else should answer, but I'll answer that first. First of all, thank you for taking a look at our website. I appreciate that, and you know, I always appreciate folks raising issues if there are concerns about the accuracy of the information. So we'll take a close look at that. You know, I think your statement of the law was accurate, and wouldn't disagree with you on that. As to your second question regarding concealed carry, or I believe it, anyway, public carry. You know, my position, and I think the position of perhaps many people in this room, a large number of Americans, is that when it comes to carrying concealed weapons in public, I think it's common sense that we ensure that people doing so have a clean criminal record and undergo basic safety training, basic criminal background checks.
Agreed.
And you know, assuming that that we satisfy those conditions, then I think you know, concealed carry is legal. I understand you may feel that New Jersey's system of permitting or licensing is far too restrictive. You know, I'm not going to speak specifically to New Jersey's system, but as I said, I think the basic rules here are that, and it sounds like we may agree on that point, that
we
you know,
have no disagreements about going through all the
basic safety training should be required.
No disagreement.
And so I think that's a positive example of us coming to common ground, agreeing on in principle. So that gives me some satisfaction to leave here. I thank you for your question. I thank you for coming here tonight and your attention to this issue and your passion.
What aspect of justifiable need do you think was over the top?
Well, the fact that no citizen qualifies for it. In New Jersey, there's only 1,100 permits. 1,100 permits issued for concealed carry over the past 10 years. You either have to be politically connected or a retired law enforcement in order to receive a permit. Every person who applies is either told by their local police department, don't bother, you'll never get it, or they are turned down by the court systems. In order to get a concealed carry permit, first your police chief has to agree and say yes. Then from there, it has to go to a superior court judge, and he has to say yes. Ultimately, nobody says yes. We're not in disagreement
Right.
with the process. We're in disagreement with somebody telling us that if we're willing to do it, then let us.
Right.
But we're not allowed to.
Could I?
No.
Please, please.
Thanks for educating me on that. I did not know that, so thank you.
Well, you know what, I'm going to get back to you on it, and I want to read a little bit more about the forms to start with, but I do want to just hit one thing, because I have a hard stop at 9:30, but I just wanted to say that I wanted to publicly say that I really commend the fact your tone, you had a question, you've been respectful, you've advocated a position that's reasonable, and I just want to say thank you for doing that. 'Cause I think
Thank you, ma'am. Next question, please.